Now, look, beware homeowners. More than 30 experts and economists have agreed that the RBA will be holding the cash rate at 3.6%. This comes after inflation, of course, jumped in September from 2.8 to 3%. Look, you know, not great news if you're a mortgage holder, but I just think it's a broader issue, David, that we are still in the middle of a cost of living crisis under this government.
We certainly are, but the problem for the government is that anybody over the age of 50 remembers Paul Keating's 16% interest rate. So there's a lot of pain to come if they don't get this right. And ironically, the inflation figures this week were driven by the cost of renewable energy. But I was told that we were going to get cheaper electricity.
Hang on.
So I don't know how that happens. And I mean, it breaks my heart to think that there are Sydney working families that can't afford their mortgage. It really does. It goes against the grain of anybody like me to come from a Western Sydney working class family. We lived for the day we made the last mortgage payment. It's just not going to happen. And I don't blame the government necessarily. I do blame to a lesser extent the wages hikes that the unions forced upon the Labor Party when they, in return for them backing them into government.
But the government agreed to them. Dave.
Well, that's exactly right. I know, but they agreed to them with one hand behind their back. So, I mean, I think it is also indicative of the attitude that the Labor Party has about microeconomic reform. It's just non-existent.
Well, I feel like they've killed off the great Australian dream.
Of course, because
everything. They can't get their housing policy in order. Immigration, net zero has been a disaster. And now we're left in this situation.
And they're big spending, $75 billion announced for the renewable industry. And of course, the RBA is watching this. They're watching this carefully. Jim Chalmers today has essentially patted himself on the back that, look, inflation's not as bad.
Well, I mean, he's always patting himself on the back.
It's extraordinary that he can't read the room, because the RBA is erring on the side of caution because they are concerned that unemployment's on the rise in Australia. They are concerned that energy prices continue to go through the roof, and they are concerned that the government continues to spend in a way that it's not controlling any levers in the economy at all right now. So I think the RBA has no option but to hold, and they will hold. All the economists agree that there's nowhere else for them to go. But the question has to be, what's Jim Chalmers doing? What's Albanese doing to support a potential interest rate cut down the track?
And government spending is at the worst levels since World War II. So I mean, it's just an absolute disaster. We've got to leave it there. David Elliott, Tanya Mihaly, good to see you both. Thank you so much for joining me on the show as always.